can expect over the next 1 to 3 days, I'm here to tell you. Gooble one, everyone. I'm Aurea Eden. Gooble one is my way to greet. It means good, blessed, and wonderful. Welcome to Daily Predictions, your news before news. I'm here to walk you through the daily energy, what you can expect. And so here's what you can expect with today. Today's going to be a very busy day, hustling and bustling. It's a day that we're supposed to balance responsibility as well as productivity, okay, as well as our relationships with others, as well as our shadow and our light sides. So we are to do as less damage in the world as we possibly could, okay? So we are to do that, but there are people out here today that's going to be manic, impulsive, that's going to be trying to do the opposite of that. So this is a day of caution. It's a day to be active. Yes, this is a day that you want to clean your yard, clean your car, take care of your animals. Because if you don't take care of your animals are going to be doing the most. Okay, they're going to be out and about. They're going to be probably seeking whom they may devour. Speaking of which, I had this weird dream last night, and it's like my animals had got out, and there was horses across the street, and I remember like seeing a horse dead, and I was like, I know they didn't just go kill that horse, as if, right? And then I walked on my porch, and there was a whole bunch of dead horses on my porch. Like there was like 6 dead horses on my porch, and I walked around, and there was like 6 dead horses on the ground. But my dogs didn't eat the horses. The horses were just dead, and I'm like, and the horses looked malnutritioned. And I'm like, what's coming up? Because I know something coming up, because there was an angel in my dream. And I remember having a debate with someone in my dream about who that angel was. And they said that angel was Ariel. I said, no, that's not Ariel. And then they said, what's his name? Aziel, or however he says it. I said, no, that's not him. I said, that's Gabriel. And so when Gabriel shows up in my dreams, it's always something serious, because Gabriel either brings me a gift or he keeps me from having a certain gift. Okay. And so, but Gabriel manages the flow of the yeses and the nos, so to speak, at least in my life. I don't know how he works in your life, but anyway, so that was the dream that I had last night, and there's significance in there. I feel like on a worldwide scale, there's about to be something coming up here. But horses is significant because it is in the energy today. I'm picking up on trail rides, okay? So something coming up about a trail ride. Be careful if you are going to a trail ride today, because there's a lot of violent type activity associated with this today. All right. Other than that, I'm also picking up here about using your gut, going with your gut feeling, using your intuition. You know what I typically would tell you on this day. Make sure you're paying attention to your surroundings, etc., etc. Use as much energy as possible so you can get some sleep later on it tonight. But really make sure you are paying attention here and using discernment. Okay. Now baseball is coming up. I'm seeing a lot about baseball. I'm seeing a lot about news coming in about striking out. There's going to be a strike out or something here. And it's got to be something in the realm of sports, because I'm picking up on a lot of sports. I'm picking up on ducking and dodging. This is for sports and life. So you might have to move and make an adjustment here. You know, if somebody's, if you're threatened, you don't got nothing else to do, baby, last minute, just duck and dodge. Okay. All right. Just duck and dodge, move around. Okay. Just don't stand there. If you can help it, just don't stand there. All right. So, but nonetheless, This could be something about the Dodgers. I'm picking up on, but nonetheless, I'm picking up on. It don't have to be the Dodgers, but I'm picking up on something about baseball. Somebody striking out. It's going to be a big thing. I feel like in the news. It might not be too huge, but it's going to be big enough to make the headline, so to speak. So baseball is going to be highlighted over the next 1 to 3 days. I'm seeing here really selfish acts here. Really selfish acts, and then too, the ducking and dodging could be something having to do with escapists. I'm seeing escapists, someone who escaped could be captured today, okay, or over the next 1 to 3 days or 4. But I see people being captured, people being held captive, people being put in jail and in prison. So and in urns, okay, jail, prison, urns, the works today, okay, and over the next 1 to 3 days, we're approaching. In the next 1 to 3 days, we're approaching a mass transition into the spirit, and so today it's like it intensifies. And it's in a way that a lot of people would not expect people to leave, so to speak, is what I'm picking up on today. Now, the day is also crafty when it comes down to communication and arts. I do have a lot of picking up on a lot of communication and arts activity today, as well as self activity. For instance, if you didn't spend the time that you needed yesterday to focus on yourself, some people might say, okay, today's one of them hellish days. Let me go outside and do some gardening. Let me get grounded. Let me focus on myself. Let me take care of my responsibilities. And that's okay if you do decide to do that, especially sometime around 12 o'clock here in the afternoon, and then later on tonight, focus on your learning and your arts and your crafts here. But I feel like early in the AM is where most of the damage has been done already, and will be later on going into tomorrow, because I feel like that, because how they say ain't nothing open at night but legs. Well, there's ain't nothing open at night but legs, but then there's also the devil's minions lurking about, seeking whom they may devour. That's also out, and so that's why I always tell you that although it's fun and people are going to be out going to bars and dancing and stuff like that, a lot can happen around this time, and granted, things can happen even if you're in your own home, but it's just right now in the time of this prophecy that we're in. It's just like, I tell you, I'm here to keep you safe, those who are chosen. And so if you listen to me, you will make it to where you're supposed to be. Okay. If you don't, then you will likely not. Okay. So, and when I say to where you're supposed to be, I'm talking about that thing that's going to fulfill prophecy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. So I don't know everything. I can't interpret everything 100% right all the time, but it's going to be in that vicinity, okay? And so I'm telling you that right now it's not the best time to be turning up for the sake of turning up. It's one thing to be working, it's one thing to be a comedian or a dancer and stuff like that, but even then you want to beef up your security and have your bodyguards. This is not fear mongering. Okay, I'm not a fear mongerer. I'm here to keep you safe. Okay, I'm an oracle. Okay, that's what I do. All right. So I'm also picking up on disease. This could be arthritis. Okay, it's not a could be, but it is. Okay, I'm picking up on talks about arthritis, bones, pain, also gout. Okay, gout. We're going to hear stuff coming up about that. I am also picking up on breast cancer. So I'm saying breast cancer because I'm picking up on woman's breast. And so the woman's breast, we're going to hear more about that in the news over the next 1 to 3 days. This could also be charity work. Okay, so this could be charity work. We might see some charity events coming in as well, but definitely the things having to do with gout, arthritis, pain. So people are going to be experiencing that. So make sure you're going to see your doctors and stuff. That's a form of self-care as well. That's a form of, make sure you don't overdo it as well if you're having these issues, okay? Find another way to get use your energy to where you're not hurting yourself when it's all said and done. Listen to your body, because it is, like I said, it's a good day to work out, but or you should know what your limits are. I'm seeing something being dropped off and something being spotted here. This could be things being dropped off overseas, okay, to help overseas or something. Nevertheless, I'm seeing like like favors and agreements being reached over the next 1 to 3 days, or I'm also seeing trade-offs, things being trade off, exchange, here, barters coming in, people bartering. If you give me this, I'll give you this type of situation. I'm seeing substitutions coming in, returns, okay, things being returned, people, places, and things being returned. I see reciprocity. You do for me, I do for you. So over the next 1 to 3 days, it's not going to all be bad. There's going to be some good in it. I even see talks about restitution, and payments, compensation, these type of things coming in. But now, granted, I see these type of talks coming in, but somebody, you know how they gonna say it's still not enough. It's not gonna be enough. I see it's gonna be a little bit. You're gonna see a little bit of progress over the next 1 to 3 days or 4, but not a lot of bit of progress. Okay. Be grateful for what you get to a certain extent, because believe you me, baby, some people get nothing at all. Okay. Believe you me, some people get nothing at all. Now, that doesn't mean to settle for the crumbs that they try to give you, but what it means is to be grateful for the crumbs. Okay. Be like Mary Magdalene, okay, when called a dog at the feet of Jesus, and say even the dogs lick the crumbs. Even the dogs need a crumb or two, so to speak. And I'm paraphrasing. That ain't what was said, but you can read it for yourself. Okay. But call me a dog, call me whatever. But I'm grateful for just a little bit when the little bit comes, because I know that if you take this little bit that they give you, you can make a lot with a little bit. Okay, because you are already a lot. So you didn't even need any of that. You didn't need all that stuff in the first place. You just needed you. You just needed you, because your gift is in you. Your gift is about what you have to do with what you need to do with, okay? Anything outside of that is extra. Back in the day, they didn't have anything outside of themselves. They made a living from within, okay? So you are actually enough. You know, a singer uses his voice to sing, makes a living. Like I told you, Cat Williams, okay? What he said, I got paid for just being myself, basically. A comedian makes a living from being a comedian. Me, as an advisor, I make a living from being an advisor, okay? Teachers make a living from teaching. You see? So you never needed anything outside of you to do what you needed to do. All you needed to do was do. And when you get that, my friend, you get it. Trust me, you get it, and you get to go far with it. Okay? Because that helps you become more self-sufficient. That means that when the world goes ham and something really goes on with the horses and the cows, and famine takes over in the world, and it will, to where there's no food being provided, you need to be able to hold your own, to still be able to manage. Your gift will make room for you. So we got to let it. And you know, in order to do that, you got to get everybody else out your head. Get them out your head and live your best life. Your best life is your authentic life, okay? Okay, so I'm also seeing here like social and political issues. Of course, they're going to be highlighted, especially on the political front. I'm seeing things being pushed back, like it's a little bit of delayed, a little bit, or there's talk about that push back. And actually what it is, I feel like they're going to talk about doing something at an earlier date than expected. They're like, can we beef this up? Can we bring this forward? Because we don't want to prolong this. So something that might have been set for a time later is actually going to happen ahead of time here over the next 1 or 3 days or 4. Okay. I'm seeing people running. Okay. This, like I said, is physical activity, but I'm seeing people running, but I'm also seeing people knocked out, unconscious. Okay. Knocked out, unconscious. This could be a fight. This could be a race. But I'm seeing it happening. And speaking of race, race is something that we'll see in the news over the next 1 or 3 days or 4. Could be a horse race, because I am seeing gallop here and I'm seeing a rush. Okay. That could be why I seen all those horses in my dream last night. Maybe I was seeing a horse race and they was telling me which horse was going to win the race. I don't know. I don't know if horses are still racing right now, but I'm seeing something about horses. Okay. So I'm also seeing prison activity. So I'm seeing, people being put in urns. Okay. So the things that you could see happening in prison, I see happening in prison. There's a threat of escape. There is a threat of SA. There is, people, I just see like a full on situation here to where somebody gets taken advantage of, like, yes, Diddy, so they said, you know what I mean? Apparently, you know what I mean? So I would beef up security, because I'm seeing somebody planning something. Okay. Yeah. So I'm also seeing here like other than the urn, I'm seeing here something coming in about rock climbing. Okay, so rock climbing is another issue that we're going to see over the next 1 or 3 days or so. This could be like someone accidents occurring while somebody is rock climbing. I'm also seeing here something having to do with possibly even rabbit meat. I'm seeing something about rabbits, and possibly even cooking rabbits or something here. But I'm seeing something about rabbits coming in over the next 1 or 3 days or 4. So we're going to see about some news about that. Prosecutions, imprisonments, court cases, legal proceedings. We're going to see that. Confinement, holding captives, things being put on hold. That's that delay that I was talking about a little bit. Talk about the jury. We're going to hear more about the jury talk here. I feel like a jury could come to agreement or some sort here, but nonetheless, something coming up about a jury in a court case here. I do feel like they have reached a verdict. They're just doing it in secret, but I see things coming to the light. Something that was hidden is going to be revealed. Okay. Something hidden is, we're going to hear more. What was private is about to be made public. Okay. All right. So I'm also seeing shreds of things, like things being scrapped and things being shredded. Grain. The grain is going to be decreased down by the ounce. Okay, so we're going to see maybe smaller bags on the shelf eventually, because we're going to be working with what we have. So prices are going to go up. Bags on the shelf, you're going to notice it's going to start getting smaller. Bug activity, especially mites. Like I said, diatomaceous earth is something that I notice here that can help with that, keep mites down in like chicken coops and stuff like that. I also put herbs like cayenne pepper, apple cider vinegar, different stuff like Italian seasoning. I pour all that in my chicken's water, and that helps them there with some garlic, and it helps them there as well, keep them dewormed and demited and stuff like that to the best of my ability anyways. So I'm also seeing some protrusions, something protruding out of something. This could have something to do with like an accident, a machine accident of some sort here. So you want to be cautious when you're dealing with machines. I'm also seeing like new things being formulated when it comes down to garments and clothing. I'm seeing like new insulating properties or something like that. Okay, so nonetheless, today, over the next 1 to 3 days or 4, it's going to be good times to earn, to win, to gain. These are literally things that I'm picking up on. Redeem, recapture. That's why I said recapture. So whoever that was that escaped, maybe you might as well go turn yourself in, because they gonna get you. They gonna get you. As soon as you come out of where you hiding from, they gonna get you. And me, I can't even help you because I already see it. So that means it's prophecy, okay? They gonna get you. You ain't gonna be able to get away, baby. You might as well go on and turn yourself in so that things don't get worse, okay? All right, so I'm seeing things like this is an opportunity to, focus on growing. Like I said, this is a day to work outside activity, taking care of your animals. We're also going to pick up on more about animals coming in. We'll see more news about animals, things pertaining to animals here starting today, and specifically about cows and horses over the next 1 to 3 days or so, and grain. Okay, this could have something to do with the feed. Okay, so so I'm also seeing something unraveling, like we're going to see it unravel right before our eyes, so to speak. All right, the gut is coming in. This could be you just going as with your gut feeling, or we're going to hear something about like the gut, like things that, would be beneficial for the gut. Something coming in about guts. Did you know that they used animal intestines for stitches, for violin strings, and for like racket strings and stuff like that, or ratchet strings and stuff like that? Did you know that? I didn't know that. So they be stitching people up with pig skin. I don't know if it's a pig. I'm just saying it's a pig. But yeah, so be courageous, be determined. This is a time for resolution over the next 1 to 3 days or so. So, work hard to make sure you get back what you deserve. Okay. I'm also picking up something about a narrow passage. I don't feel like it's a choke hazard, but nonetheless, make sure you chew your food real good before you swallow. Now, I'm not a medical doctor. So this stuff is for entertainment purposes only, okay? Entertainment purposes only. But if you know like I know, then you know. All right. So I'm also seeing here people being disappointed, discouraged, and crushed. Okay. discouraged, disappointed. So people ain't gonna show up when you want them to show up all the time, my friend. I'm just telling you. People got their own lives to live. And sometimes you just got to let them live their own lives. Like, a lot of times people want you to go hang out with them, be around them all the time. You got your assignment in life. They got their assignment in life. Let them do their work. Because I guarantee you, when you go to focus on yours, if they try to come over and intervene, you ain't going to have time for them. Let their no be no. Okay? They love you, but let their no be no. And I say this because this is a day to where, there is going to be disagreements, because it's like, oh, I thought you were coming over. You didn't come over. You said you were going to spend time with me. Oh, but you didn't spend time with me, that type of thing, or something along that nature. Now, if you are going to spend time with somebody, I wouldn't say go turn up in a bar. I would say have a movie night with your family and friends, have a barbecue. I feel like in some places it's going to be a nice, pretty day for a barbecue, or for, like a movie night or a game night with your family and friends. Keep your circle close today and over the next 1 to 3 days, though, okay? If you don't know, don't go, okay? Mommy, can I go? Absolutely not. Absolutely not, because I need to know where you at all times, okay? That's what you say when they ask you. All right? No, I'm like that. The blood on the door. Okay, I'm like the blood on the doorpost. Okay, that's my purpose, to be that blood on the doorpost. Okay, it will pass you. It will pass you if you listen. All right, so for others, I'm seeing here people leaving, they're exiting, they're saying goodbye. So, like I said, I see urns. So this is about taking care of the people, places, and things that can't take care of themselves today. Take care of those who are in the nursing homes, your loved ones that are elderly in the nursing homes. Say your goodbyes today, okay? To some of them, say your goodbyes today. Because, I'm seeing mass transitions in the spirit, and you don't know which one is going to go and when, okay? I'm also picking up something about boats. Boats here is what I'm seeing. So we'll see something about boats coming in over the next 1 to 3 days or 4. I'm seeing bans and things being thrown out. Things being thrown out. Like, please don't be drinking and driving. Please don't be drinking and driving here. Because, typically it's car wrecks and stuff like that. Crashes and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, please don't be thrown out, even though I'm not picking up on that type of energy, and the energy, I know it's there, here. So, so drink responsibly if you're going to drink. Okay. All right. So, okay. So when it comes down to fire, I'm seeing like fires being extinguished and no longer burning. But this is also giving me blackouts. Okay, so there could be blackouts in some kind of places. I'm getting blackouts and knockouts. Okay, blacked outs and knocked out. That's what you can expect over the next 1 to 3 days or 4. People gone away, absent. I told you about that. Issues coming up again about sexuality and gender identity. Okay, this is something that we are going to see in some capacity in the news over the next 1 to 3 days. It could be, those who are being separated from the military. It could be what they're going to get separated with. Are they going to be separated with honorable, with severance pay, that type of thing? Because, sometimes they try it. So, and, maybe the severance pay doesn't end up being as much as they think it's supposed to be or it's going to be. But it's talk about that coming in over the next 1 to 3 days or 4. Definitely something about the LGBTQIA community, okay? I'm also seeing this blackout could have something to do with an error, somebody's mistake that they made here. is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a player being put out of a game. Hopefully it's not this player that don't duck and dodge in time and the ball blacks that player out. I hope that's not the case, but it's possible, okay? I'm picking up on something about a political party making hot headlines. I don't know too much about politics. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know too much about politics. But so I don't know about Democrats, Republicans. I don't know none of that stuff. I know God. But nonetheless, I see something coming up about different political parties here. I love you. Gubla one. Hearts go out. You get a heart. You get a heart. You get a heart. Hearts go out. Hearts go out. You take care of yourself.